Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are watching this out there on the World Wide Web. This is Jeremy Geelan for SYS-CON TV. We're here at 8th Cloud Expo, New York. We have with us Dave Roberts from ServiceMesh. Welcome, sir.
Thank you very much, Jeremy.
Cloud Expo has done without ServiceMesh until this show. I am so glad that you've caught up with us because I just saw your presentation. I saw this line of people waiting to speak with you. So let's catch up viewers on the World Wide Web with what ServiceMesh does that engage so quickly with so many delegates.
Well, we like to say that we're the fastest growing, biggest cloud company that you've never heard of. We work a lot with large Fortune 500, Global 2000 customers, helping them transition to agile IT technologies. We're a software company, fundamentally, and we sell a software product that not only does things like cloud management, but we also work a lot on the strategy and consulting and the business side of the house too, because we find that so often people are running along and trying to adopt technology without really knowing why, and making that connection between business value and technical implementation is really, I think, important for people to really capitalize on cloud. Otherwise, it's just another wave of slightly better technology that comes down the pike that really doesn't result in concrete changes or advantages for the business, for the enterprise itself.
So when you say work a lot, Dave, does that mean you're in the organization as part of the engagement, sort of evangelizing on the inside, or how does it work?
Yeah, I mean, I think that if you think about cloud adoption today, it's really not a technology problem, it's a people problem, right? It's the fact that organizations are going to have to change the way that they work. Processes that we may have developed over the last 5-10 years don't really apply in a cloud world. And if you try to simply automate those processes, you can end up with actual problems. And so we spend a lot of time not just selling a product, but talking to people about how to best utilize that, helping them out with things like reference designs, implementations, even doing all the people consulting that's necessary to really talk about implementation and reworking of business process.
So bottom line, you want best of breed implementations. Everybody wins. You don't want failures.
Yes, that's right. I mean, we certainly are a software company ourselves, and we sell our product, but we partner with many of the leading companies that are out there to develop larger business-level solutions that we then market and sell into our customer base.
All right, well, let's think. I know we don't necessarily want to name names, but let's think of a generic customer. What are my pain points before I've come to ServiceMesh, realizing, we just want to be able to go to one person to help us sort this out? What will this be?
I think a lot of people have done the first round of virtualization, and they've started to they came out of a world where that was very physically based, and they virtualized in order to drive server utilization up, do data center consolidation, and that kind of wave of projects has rippled through the industry. If you look at them now, they're saying, well, I've already deployed a lot of hypervisor technology, and now I need to figure out, how do I go do cloud? Cloud, everybody's talking about it. Have I already got a cloud, or do I not have a cloud? How much of a cloud do I have? What can I take forward, from what I've already done into this new world? And so, talking through all those issues with those customers and making it real to them, showing them concrete steps that they can take today. A lot of people are kind of befuddled, I guess, by where to start. Because I can't just go buy cloud. There's no one place where I can go to just buy cloud. There's a lot of technologies. They all have competing claims. They operate at different levels of the stack. Some things are wildly productive. Some things are not so much so. And so they really need somebody to help them with that. And we provide that role as a strategic counselor in many cases to the large companies that we deal with, oftentimes in the financial services, pharma and healthcare, regulated industries, global scope, worldwide.
It's interesting you say, the virtualization went so far. Do you think one of the, I don't know if it's a problem, but one of the characteristics of that wave of virtualization was that it was just invisible to the business? And they got the ROI quickly, but it really didn't make it up to the C-suite.
Yes, that's in fact the case. The only time that it really, I think, did make it up to the C-suite was when it resulted in something like data center consolidation. There was a macro effect. I took twice the servers and compressed them down, so and now I have one, not two data centers, right? And that's something that's very measurable. But yes, otherwise, and in fact, one of the ways that virtualization was sold very early on was it is transparent. Right, it actually won't affect anything because I'm just simply putting all the same workloads.
No one will know in the organization.
No one will know. It'll all just be under the hood, and your data, your server utilization will be higher. you won't be spending as much on space and power.
So it made it to the FCO and that was it, probably.
Yeah.
Now, let's imagine that I've been following this on the web. I want to engage with ServiceMesh. Obviously, I go to servicemesh.com. Yep. What will I find there? Where should I go?
Well, ServiceMesh.com is a great place to start. We talk about our product, and I think most importantly, we talk about our philosophy, because I think that's one of the things that was missing. That was one of the subjects of the talk today, was to not just describe our product and the nitty-gritty features that it does, automation, policy management, all these other things, but to talk about why those things are relevant and really where we see cloud going and being an enabler in the future of business level transformation that results in greater revenue, greater profitability, larger market shares for folks, because they can affect the solution delivery lifecycle. The ability to deliver business solutions to their customers that have that are based on IT in the back end, but have a really transformative effect on the relationship with the customer, and transforming, changing or leveraging that relationship to then grow share, become more profitable, et cetera.
Well, we know you're going to go from success to success. I gather we may be seeing you in November at Cloud Expo Silicon Valley. We want to thank you, Dave Roberts, ServiceMesh, and I can only think there's one small problem.
What's that?
Very nice. You can't any longer say you're the fastest growing cloud company that nobody's ever heard of. So you have to come up with a new slogan. Thanks so much, Dave Roberts, ServiceMesh, and thank you for joining us out there on the World Wide Web.